Okay, today's June 28, 2014. Let's take a look at some of the momentum stock. Let's start off with Apple. You see Apple, originally I had Apple, was forming a bull flag at this point here, okay? And you can see that it actually reversed itself here on this pivot low here, okay? Sort of like a doji hammer type of candle. Then on Friday, which is yesterday, if you play this trend line breakout, then you would have gone in. But I usually don't play or don't trade Apple on Friday because it's OPEX, and Apple is one of those that usually in this little option pinning game. So if you got in, I mean that'd be good for you because it had a pretty good run. But right now there could also be a breakout next week, looking for this revise a little bit of a flag. Instead of playing the original flag, now we're playing this particular flag, and you can see that if it break above this 92 level, okay, then could make a move. And also you have noticed that it's been holding up this trend line quite well, in the last couple of months, ever since that earning pop. Right? So right now, if we look at this using this, actually, a little bit of a conservative, using this as the flag pose, and we could get a little bit of a projected major move here. Okay, and let me bring this down. Then we see that it's actually breaking above that 100 level that everybody's kind of looking at. So it could kind of project that 101.58. So you could see that Apple, is certainly have a lot of the technical pointing to that 100 milestone. Okay. So, and then the next one is Netflix. We are talking about Netflix. Again, it's kind of doing a little bit of a flag consolidation here. And ever since it broke this level down here at this 380, it just come up and ran. And even though it got a little bit of a pullback here, then gap out from this particular flag, this little bit of a bull flag consolidation. And then the gap came down. It's trying to fill this gap. Price gap, but held above this price gap, just came down to the midpoint of that. Essentially, this particular support level here, somewhere around here. So right now, we're essentially looking at, Netflix to make its way up to a new all-time high. Basically, based on this projected move a while back, I put out a chart that was saying that, we're looking at somewhere around this, about this 460. So we're looking at this 461, 462. And the next one is Facebook. Facebook has also been running strong recently, ever since it broke through this, somewhere around this 84 mark. And it's kind of hovering it, came down and tested and held above it. Right now, it seems to be, continuing its move. And again, I wouldn't be surprised to see it take out the previous high and come up and tag this 73, okay, based on this projected move here. Then another one is Amazon. Amazon originally was a little bit of a lagger, right? Then you see that again, we're looking at something like a little bit of a inverted head and shoulder pattern, this right here, okay? But this move down here kind of invalidated this inverted head and shoulder. But still, all in all, it's making its way back up because it's been holding up this trend line here, and also there's a downward trend line. If we could break through that, then it's a good chance it come up and tag this 337, 338 level once again, and make its move, maybe possibly back up to somewhere in this price gap here, somewhere in the 380. I got this major move projected somewhere around 379. So that's the other area that you might want to take a look at. But of course, there could be a little bit of a potential resistance up here, somewhere between this 345 to 348, 49 level. Okay. But the key thing is it's been holding the support, so you might want to find some keep an eye on this low setup for some trigger. You see that there's a little bit of an inside bar within this candle here, and it's kind of consolidating nicely here. And as long as it hold above this particular level here, okay, then I think the bias is still on the upside. So you might kind of watch this area for potential breakout here, either up at this trend line or somewhere around these level here. If you want to be a little bit aggressive, and play it into this breakout and watch this particular price zone for the first level of resistance and targeting it up here somewhere around this 379, 380 level. Okay. And the other one is Twitter, and I talked about Twitter, when it was coming down and came back up, and was talking about this little zone here, right? We're talking about getting up here. Here's a little bottom. I was looking for it to come down, break this level and maybe get down to the 26 area, but it never did. And once you get up to here and then start breaking, get into this price gap and got to fill, then you see it fill this price gap, make it a little breakout run, and come back and retest that, for support. And now we're essentially targeting Twitter to come up and tag this 47, since you're also coming up to maybe tag this 200-day moving average. So Twitter been running fairly well, and been long on Twitter ever since it was down here. So I'm still holding a partial position on this on Twitter, and then see would it be able to run up to this 47 level. And the other one is Tesla. Tesla, a while back we talked about breaking this 220 level, right? You could see that it was flagging, and then originally we were talking about maybe a potential flag, right? Then all of a sudden we kind of modify this. It's transformed into a little bit of a pennant. So, but in regardless, we're saying this is the pivot point, and here's the flagpole. So when we did a major move, essentially 237 to 236, and essentially it have tagged that. So now it seems to be consolidating up here for another flag breakout. So if that's the case, we could also take a look at what is the next potential projected move here, assuming this is going to be breaking somewhere around here. You can see that it's already exceeded this high here at a 78.6, the 80% major move level. So we're talking about maybe somewhere around 273, 274 area, but at least it's going to be talking about getting up back up to the previous high. So you might want to keep an eye on on Tesla for this possible a little bit of a setup on this wedge here. Okay. And then the other one is Google, and we talk about Google that also was kind of lagging in terms of momentum stock. And again, at one time we were talking about maybe they're forming a flag like this and breaking out this flag here. Then it's again, a lot of these price patterns, you basically have to watch it as it transform, and it transform into a little bit of a pennant. And again, we're basically using this as a flagpole, and regardless is a flag or is it a pennant, right now this pivot is the one that we use to measure and project the price up to somewhere around over 600, which is a 602. And we see that there is a resistance up here, so that's why I also got this price zone here that we're talking about, that possibly get down, get up to this level, somewhere around the 586, 587. So you can see that it's already exceeded that level and it's getting into that zone here. So right now, we're essentially looking for it to see could it get up and tag this 602, or at least get above the 600. And also the other one is LinkedIn. We're talking about LinkedIn breaking this 164, 165 area. Right now, it seems to be consolidating here. So again, we're looking at the target on this major move. You can see that there's a little bit of an inverted head and shoulder pattern. We're kind of looking at, kind of broke this and kind of hovering around this baseline, and it's holding well. So right now, essentially, we could look at this like a little flag here, right? And you could use this as a projected flagpole, and then we could see what what that projects. So let's go and take a look at that. And so it's kind of bringing it up to about this 182. So essentially, it's up at this particular level here somewhere. Okay, so you might see a little bit of resistance here, but the target here essentially, if we're playing this bigger pattern here, this inverted head and shoulder, then we're also targeting it somewhere around 192. Okay, so those are some of the momentum stock. Hopefully, your weekend is going well and relaxing and everything. So another video that I'm going to do later on is we're going to take a look at some new ideas, some of these stock that on some of my watch lists that might be making some move. So kind of give you a little heads up, and you can start monitoring for those set up for possible trigger and those ideas suit you well, then hey, who knows, you can make some money. Okay, enjoy your rest of the weekend.